What's up, everybody? It's your boy TGK back with another reaction video. Today, what we're going to review is another ESPN First Take segment. We're going to do our best to not let Disney take this away from us. But I saw they were saying some things all throughout the day. A lot of people have been saying a lot of things all throughout the day now that Luka is down 3-1. Everyone has came out of the woodworks, as they say, to bash Luka, to slander Luka. It's so predictable, but kudos to Anthony Edwards. He balled out in game 4. And he is showing his potential. Like, that game 4 was an impressive game by him. I was not too impressed the first 3 games, but that fourth game showed me that he can tap into a whole nother dimension as far as a basketball player is concerned. And again, he's extremely young, and this is only the beginning for Anthony Edwards. So I just wanted to give him major props. And Julius Randle as well. He has been a problem being alongside Anthony Edwards. And I think both of them mesh even better together than Cat and Ant did. So those two have been balling out, man. And Jaden McDaniels, he's been damn near carrying the first 2 out of the 3 games in a way. So, but yeah, man, salute to the Wolves. They're literally about to eliminate Luka, LeBron, and the Lakers. It is what it is. But that doesn't stop me from reviewing stuff. You know what I'm saying? That don't stop me from reacting, but enough of the fluff. Let's get straight to the stuff. Now, as y'all know, I can't be showing First Take stuff on here because then Disney wants to take it away. So as the video is playing, I'm going to play a still photo over the majority of it. That way they don't take this moment away from us, right? Because I already know Kendrick Perkins is about to say some brain dead stuff. So enough of the fluff. Let's get to the stuff. Here we go.
NBA playoffs. J.J. Redick kept the same 5 players on the court for the entire second half of Game 4 on Sunday. Anthony Edwards said he knew L.A. would be vulnerable to his late-game attack. Minnesota erased a 10-point fourth-quarter deficit to win 116-113, go up 3-1 in its first-round series. Lakers legend Magic Johnson shared his thoughts on Sunday's loss, saying this: "I don't know if it was smart to play LeBron and Luka the entire second half after only having 1 day of rest between games 3 and 4. When we needed LeBron to take over in the 4th, he couldn't. He scored 0 points in the 4th. All right, we'll bring back in our NBA guys. Wendy, Kirk, hey. Stephen A., who's impacted most if the Wolves win in round 1 and LA's knocked out?
To me, the answer to this question is Ant-Man. But before I get a bit more extensive with my answer, let me say this to Magic Johnson. I miss you, bro. I mean, I know you're a billionaire and all that. You know what I'm saying? I know you're involved in the NFL and all that. I mean, but damn, you Irvin Magic Johnson. A tweet doesn't cut it. Get your behind on First Take, man. I miss you, bro. I mean, come on now. You're Magic Johnson. A tweet doesn't suffice, okay? I just want to make sure I'm clear about that. I'm calling out.
He's saying this now that Shannon Sharp is unable to be on ESPN. So, you know, he needs someone else to bring on there. I get it. But let's not act like Stephen A. ain't been, you know, pushing the pom-poms for the Lakers for the last 20 years. The man's always been talking about LA being in the finals because he wants to be in LA. But now that LeBron got in his face, now he wants to act like an adversary to the Lakers. Like, Stephen A. changes his opinion with the win. You know, it is what it is. Continue.
My man Magic, man, I'll be in LA Friday. Make sure you're there, man. Come on, man. I mean, this is ridiculous, all right? Now let me get to Ant-Man. Ant-Man is the answer to this question, Big Perk. Wendy, for this reason. This brother is a superstar. This brother, Ant-Man, if he wanted to, could be the face of the league. This brother is Jordan-esque. Yes, I said it. You see this brother's ball handling skills. You see how much he's improved his shot. You see how, and this is one of the things I was talking to my man T-Mac this morning. I was like, this is one of the things that I use as a litmus test, Wendy and Perk, when it comes to superstars. You can have a whole bunch of cats around you. They're fired up. They're locked in defensively. They give you some offensive production like the Julius Randles of the world are doing in this series, McDaniels is doing in this series, etc. But when it's time, they're like this. Here you go. and everybody moves out the way because now within range to close the deal, and we know who the hell our closer is. They do that with Steph Curry. They doing it with Ant-Man. And I'm watching the Minnesota Timberwolves get all up in LeBron and Luka, wearing them down. I'm watching LeBron using offense to take breaks. I'm watching Luka's legs compromise in the fourth quarter because they defended him 94 feet for the first three. And I'm looking at all of these things, and I'm saying to myself, they know they got Ant-Man. They know they do. And Ant-Man swept KD last year. And now here we are in the first round. And this brother, after taking them to the conference finals and getting smoked by Luka, is not only smoking Luka, he's smoking LeBron too. With LeBron doing his thing still, it's not enough. We just said it, Wendy, you said it. The best player in this series with LeBron and Luka on the basketball court is a 23-year-old with a $200+ million contract, playing like he broke, playing like he said, I want this. I'm taking him out. Last statement.
It is hilarious. It's hilarious. Stephen A is one to say that, you know, you can't be considered a superstar or, you know, one of the best in the league until you have some hardware. And he always talks about how players have to prove it to be given certain, you know, or placed on certain pedestals. And Anthony Edwards, for as young as he is, bro, come on now. He's impressive as hell. I mean, I got friends that didn't even put Anthony Edwards in their top 10 this season. And I thought he's been top 10. He is a top 10 player. But it's one thing when I know someone's argument has been consistent. Stephen A's is not. Again, Stephen A and Perkins, they want Anthony Edwards to be the next MJ. They want him to be the face of the league. This is a preference from these two analysts, which is understandable. But they try to mask it, you know? And so when they talk about Luka, it's nowhere near in the same regard as the way they talk about Anthony Edwards. And again, I get it. I get the preference side of things, but it's the inconsistencies for me too. It's like Luka's been doing these crazy things for the longest, and never have I ever heard Stephen A talk as vibrantly as he has about Anthony Edwards. Because when Luka scored 73, it was like the end of the world in the most negative way, the way Stephen A responded. So I'm just saying, I notice, like, I'm all for celebrating Anthony Edwards. He played amazing. Like, he was making threes with people in his face. And that's just some legendary stuff right there, especially in a game against the Lakers in this pivotal moment for his career. Because if Anthony Edwards didn't make it out this first round, you know, they would have had those conversations. But it's the difference in tone, the difference in energy that you get out of Stephen A. Smith when Anthony Edwards does what he does yesterday, as opposed to when Luka gives you a similar type of performance. It's not as celebrated. And that was my biggest thing when Luka scored 73. It wasn't celebrated, and we should have. And Anthony Edwards should be celebrated today. So I guess we're going in the right direction, but you know, Stephen A., he has ulterior motives with LeBron and Luka. And same thing with Perk. He has ulterior motives with LeBron and Luka. So I can just see through the BS on what they're saying. So let's continue.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. He is a shark in blood-infested waters.
I see.
Yeah, I think the series is going to go back to Minnesota. But make no mistake, he's coming to take them out in L.A. He wants to ruin Tinseltown for them all summer long. Ant-Man is coming. I'm sorry, he's arrived.
My thing is, what happens if they collapse? What happens if the Wolves collapse? You know, but you never know. They may or may not. Let's see what Perkins has to say.
The reason why he traded Luka. He traded Luka because he felt that the Dallas Mavericks were not going to be able to win a championship with Luka. We all know this. I didn't feel that way watching the game looking at Anthony Edwards. I'm saying to myself, Anthony Edwards is going to win a championship before Luka Doncic. Anthony Edwards is built different. Anthony Edwards is a better all-around basketball player than Luka Doncic. Now, I could come on here like I did earlier in the segment. I could blame J.J. Redick, rightfully so, for the minutes that he played LeBron James at 40 years old. But like I said, Luka is young. He should have been able to play those 24 minutes straight. Anthony Edwards did, and Anthony Edwards thrived in those minutes. And so when
Anthony Edwards did not play the whole second half. What is he talking about?
I look at what he's done and what he's doing, not only did he send KD home last year, he sent Jokic home last year. He's now about to send LeBron and Luka home this season because they're going to win this series. And think about this for a second. In the next round, he could possibly be facing Steph Curry. And guess what? What if he send them home, which he absolutely has a chance to?
What is it with who they send home? You get what I'm saying? Like when teams beat a team, I personally never, all right, maybe I have. But when Dirk sent everybody home in 2011, my thing was like, you had to get the championship first before we could be like, oh, you sent this person home. Just because you sent KD home last year doesn't say much. That Phoenix Suns team was ass. Just because you sent Denver home last year, that was impressive. That was good. But again, Denver hasn't beat a 50-win team in the playoffs at all. So that was within the realm of what they do. And so it's just funny, like and this is how debate media goes, right? They find every little way to be able to talk about a certain thing, to big up a certain perspective, to add to a certain narrative. And this whole idea of like, oh, they sent KD home, they sent Jokic home, now he's about to send Luka and LeBron home, now he can send Curry home. Well, at the end of the day, you got to have a championship to say you sent all these people home. So is Anthony Edwards going to run the gauntlet? You know, like, is he going to do that? Like, I didn't celebrate Luka sending Booker home. I celebrated that we beat the Suns when we beat them a couple years back. Did I celebrate that we beat Anthony Edwards last year? Nah, we went to the finals. My concern is the championship, but again, the motives are to celebrate the player and try to big him up to be the face of the league. So that's why there's different perspectives here from Perk and Stephen A. But it's just funny to me. It's so funny to me.
Send Steph Curry packing. This man is just built different. And
Yes,
it's not just about the 40-plus points and the assists and the rebounds. He defends his ass off. He wanted smoke with LeBron. He wanted smoke with Luka. That's what I like. He wanted smoke with Austin Reeves. I'm looking at Anthony Edwards and I'm saying to myself, he is a top 5 player in the game today. Today. If I'm starting the franchise, yes, we know we have Jokic, we have Giannis, we have those guys, but damn it, you better not overlook Anthony Edwards. And he has unlocked a different version of Julius Randle. I have not seen Julius Randle play this well in the postseason, even when he was with the Knicks. Anthony Edwards is different, top 5 player, and he's a better basketball player than Luka Doncic. We would never.
Hold on, let me finish.
Never ever have to question his conditioning.
Hold on. See, instead of bigging up Anthony Edwards, he takes a shot at Luka every single time. Every single time. Every single time. If he could take a shot at Luka, he does it. Boy, like, I don't even want to get upset. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know this, you know this. Kendrick Perkins is trying to align a base that doesn't like Luka, which is quite plenty of. There's quite a lot out there. If y'all know Skip Bayless, he aligned his career with hating on LeBron. And he's made a fortune. And for Kendrick Perkins, he's he struggles to put words together. If he can find a way to hate on Luka, because knowing his superstardom, now he's on LA, perfect time to hate on Luka. This is what he's going to do. He's going to big up Anthony Edwards in the process. He's going to big up every other player that is American-born in the process to shit on Luka, because the man doesn't like Luka at all. Yeah, he'll do the little, when Luka sees the Clippers, he spanks them, and he'll do all those things, but does he mean it? No. You could tell this man clearly means what he says against Luka. There's a whole different vibe and a different tone and everything. And it's just, I just find this stuff comical. I find it comical at the end of the day.
Yeah, so to me, one of the ways you define what a superstar is can his team win a playoff series when he's got the weaker team? I don't think the Timberwolves have the weaker team here, but he's on the verge of, for the second time in 2 years, winning a playoff series without home court advantage. Mm-hmm. That is damn impressive.
So, see, this is what I'm saying, bro. Luka's already won like 4 playoff series with never having home field advantage. And winning the second one for Ant is like impressive. This impressive feat. Never has anybody mentioned Luka winning 4 playoff series that he was the underdog in. He's beaten 2 60-win teams. He's beaten 2 50-win teams, but never has he been given the credit. It's, like I'm saying, it's the lack of consistency. That's all it is. Anthony Edwards going to get his praise. I mean, he gets it regardless. He's going to get it regardless. And if you were to ask me personally, what's my other favorite player outside of Luka? It's Anthony Edwards. But right now, Luka's my guy. So, I'm not going to be singing the praises of Anthony Edwards, but I will. But it's the inconsistency with shit that really gets on my nerves.
Last year, they won Game 7 in Denver. Now, he didn't have the greatest Game 7. But this is also, he had 43 yesterday. It's the 5th different playoff series in his career he's had a 40-point game. Now, think about that. He's 23 years old. In 5 different playoff series against 5 different teams, he's gone over 40. Again, that's the definition of a superstar player. You can go into a playoff setting and take a game by yourself by just raising your level up. Now, I don't think it's fair to assess Luka Doncic in terms of defense right now, because Luka can't defend the way this team is built. Luka needs a big man to have his back. That is what he had in Dallas last year, and when he did have that, he beat Ant Edwards. He outplayed Ant Edwards in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, he did.
Ant didn't have the gas in the playoffs last year. It was Luka who went in and snatched the hearts of
Look how upset Perk gets.
But he had a more built-out roster at that time. So I don't think it's fair to totally assess Luka, especially defensively. He came into the Lakers and said, get me a center. They didn't get one done. Maybe they had good reason to back out of that trade, but when they backed out of that trade, they were just not equipped. And
He's about to say all the anti-Luka things right now.
Ant versus Luka series in the future, because this one looks like it's about to be 1-1, and we could see it being a rubber match next year.
Well, it's going to be interesting to look at it from this standpoint. If the Lakers end up falling, whether it be in 5 or 6, it's going to be real interesting to see Luka next year, because obviously with a guy like Ant-Man around, you're going to need to up your level of conditioning and your own tenacity if you're Luka Doncic. But Perk, I'll give.
Am I confused, or did Luka not play 46 or 45 minutes or play the whole second half? Am I confused? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they forgetting the idea that LeBron took a ill-advised 3-point shot with 50 seconds to go up 3? Did they not point out that Luka got tripped at half court by Jaden McDaniels, which led to then LeBron passing in after a timeout, a bad pass that led to a turnover? They're not pointing out the things that led to the downfall of the Lakers in that game. And all of it was centered with one bad officiating call and LeBron twice. Like, Luka played the whole game, bro. When it comes to conditioning, that he played the whole second half. If you can't defend, that's one thing. Your lateral movement, Luka's just never going to have that. Luka's never going to have the lateral movement and the genes to defend at the level that they want him to defend at. You gotta understand that, bro. Like, not everyone could have that twitchy quickness and lateral movement that Ant Edwards has or LeBron had or any of these things. Like, y'all do know it's not just simply, oh, you got to stay in front of your defender. Staying in front of Ant Edwards is fucking ridiculous to ask for anybody. But they want Luka to shut Anthony Edwards out. Like, Luka held Julius Randle 2 out of 10 from the field. Luka held Julius Randle 2 out of 10 from the field. So Luka has always been a great post defender. But they want Luka to defend in isolation. That's just not his game, bro. They correlate it with conditioning when that has nothing to do with it. Conditioning versus capabilities are two completely different things. And these numbskulls, especially Perkins, cannot see that. They can't. They can't. And he played in the fucking league.
Give it to you by saying 2 points. Number one, the Lakers are being outscored by 14.2 points per 100 possession with Luka and LeBron on the court at the same time in the second half of this series. That's number one. And number two, this is the 6th time LeBron James finds himself in the postseason down 3-1.
Hey,
the only time he's won is when the league granted him that stimulus package and suspended Draymond Green.
Okay.
That's
hey,
right.
Hey,
you say all you want to, Wendy.
Hey, Perk, Wendy.
It was a stimulus package.
Perk, Wendy, before you guys respond, I got to bring in my other bodyguard who's a Lakers fan. Damian Woody, I know it's a heavy heart this morning.
Bring Wood in. No matter.
What up, Perk?
Me and him can wrestle too. We can wrestle too.
Goodness.
Oh, Perk, you don't want this smoke, brother. No, you don't want this smoke right now.
Damian, as a Lakers fan, what's your reaction to that Game 4 loss?
It was there for us to win. We had double-digit leads multiple times in the second half, and I saw an exhausted team. Clearly, the depth of the Minnesota Timberwolves wore down. But, Perk, I'm going to give you something, Perk. I'm going to give you something.
Look at Perk's face.
I'm going to give you something, Perk, because you brought up a great point as it relates to Luka Doncic.
Oh, God.
I think Luka Doncic is a fantastic player, but damn it, he needs to get his ass in shape. He has to get in shape because as you get older, it only gets worse.
Oh, I know.
It only gets tougher. Luka Doncic can't stay in front of anyone. I don't care if it's a cone right there. He can't stay in front of a cone.
That is so
and
disrespectful.
So Wendy talked about having...
That is so disrespectful, bro. That is so disrespectful. Luka has done a good job in this series. He has. But when you ask him to guard someone quick and shifty, like Anthony Edwards, no one on the Lakers can guard him. So why would you expect Luka to guard him and stop him? Like I'm literally losing my common sense here. Like, am I off by saying that? There's no one else on the Lakers that could guard him or stay in front of Anthony Edwards. There's countless highlights that he blows by anybody. And it is, without a doubt, Luka's not that great of a perimeter defender. It's just, bro, like I'm baffled that people are on TV not able to connect the dots in a common sense way. But here we go.
Having a center backing him up, but at some point you got to be able to strap people down. Damn it, this is the playoffs. You got to be able to play some type of defense. I done heard between Wendy,
not that simple.
All the other NBA guys talked about how important defense is in the postseason. We cannot stay in front of anybody from Minnesota right now. Anybody. They're deeper. They're more athletic.
Longer.
And Ant-Man is just the absolute truth.
Minnesota has 7 of the top players in this series. Seven of the top players in this series. If not 8.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah, and then Perk, go ahead.
It would not shock me. Just watching Minnesota play, it wouldn't shock me if they came out of the West.
Neither
It wouldn't shock me if they came out of the West.
Perk, and then
Let's not go that far. Let's not go that far now. OKC would destroy Minnesota. Let's keep it a buck.
Andy, final word.
Let me say this. Number one, Woody, where they come on here speaking the gospel, okay? That's number one. Where they speak the gospel. David, church was yesterday, but you brought it here on Monday morning. And number two, Wendy, you making more excuses for Luka than a brother going to jail. I don't want to keep hearing about what he needs on the back line and what centers he need and whatever. Man, sometimes you got to dig deep and find it within. I was 6'9", 6'10", 285 pounds, and I remember being in the series against the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference Finals with Oklahoma City. And damn it, I was getting cooked in the drop coverage in games 1 and 2 by Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. We was down 0-2. We went into Oklahoma City. Scott Brooks said, we're switching everything. Perk your behind is going to have to guard. I got down, I started sliding these puppies. I slid them puppies, and I locked up. At some point, you got to hold them accountable. Let me say this. Off-season, social media is a real thing. You can see every single thing on social media, right? In the off-season, what do we see out of Luka Doncic? Yes, they post some videos of him maybe running up some stairs and, some band work here and there. But we also see Luka enjoying the offseason, right? The festivities and things like that, right? Wendy, you was down there in the Olympics. What was Anthony Edwards doing? Anthony Edwards was being a damn sponge to Kevin Durant, to Steph Curry, to LeBron.
What was Luka doing during that? He was at the Olympics too. Nursing an injury, still playing when he shouldn't have been playing, like Kendrick, bro.
LeBron James, soaking
damn.
in all the knowledge and how to be a true professional. And guess what? He came back this season and it showed. That's the difference in mentality. This is why I'm seeing Nico Harrison vision right now and what he was talking about. It showed in the fourth quarter yesterday.
Okay. Criticism about Luka's conditioning is all fair. Last year, when he had some centers, they beat the Timberwolves and he was in the finals. Their defense was good enough to win. Give him a chance to actually have a team built around him. Right now, they have perimeter defense that needs help on the back line. They don't have it. The Lakers rolled the dice thinking that they could get through. It's not working, and now they're going to have to go out and get that center.
Facts. Why is everybody moaning and groaning? Why is everybody moaning and groaning? They don't like Luka, dogs. No one mentioned how bad LeBron played down the stretch. Obviously had no points, 2 turnovers, or a turnover, a bad 3-point shot. Let's talk about game 3 when LeBron was on a heater and Luka passed it up and LeBron fumbled it and led to a fucking bucket on the other side. No one talked about those things. And yet Luka has been playing his ass off with the available, roster around him. And I'm not giving Luka excuses. Game 3, he was sick. He didn't play that great. But you're on the court and you're expected to play a certain way. And I understand that. But are we going to be dumb and assume that a stomach bug doesn't affect you playing a sport? No, come on now. But it's the moaning and groaning from these individuals that pinning all of this on Luka. And it's just like, if y'all don't get it, y'all don't get it. But, that's why they're on national TV, to educate you on basketball, and they educate you in the wrong way. And you go into these barbershops, you go into these salons, or wherever you go in these, these Instagram chats, messenger chats, Twitter, wherever you go, and you have the same narratives they have because of what they're saying. And Kendrick has taken things that people said on Twitter and saying on ESPN, talking about, I see Nico's vision. Bro, you took that from Twitter, dog. Like, it is hilarious, but Kendrick doesn't waste opportunities to throw a dig at Luka. He's been doing it since he's been traded. And, it is what it is, bro. Karma's a hell of a thing. Anyway, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. What do y'all think of this? And am I alone in this mental gymnastics that I'm performing right now? The fact that my common sense is telling me what it is, and they're trying to tell me what it's not. And I'm just mind blown that they cannot see the actual game of basketball for what it was yesterday. And they're just struggling to do that. But again, salute to Anthony Edwards. Dude balled out yesterday. Luka balled out too. LeBron balled out. All these players have been balling out. It's been an entertaining series. And I think we need to celebrate that a little bit more instead of trying to tear down LeBron, tear down Luka. It's the nature of this stupid ass debate culture. And I'm about sick of it. But anyway, man, it's been your boy TGK. Appreciate y'all watching. Like, subscribe, consider becoming a member. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.